What is up, YouTube? It is Matty, and I am recording live from the Andaz Hotel in London. Obviously, it's going to be a couple of days later by the time I upload this video. But second thing is, I tried to record it at home before I came out on holiday, and did like a 20-minute recording, only to realise that I hadn't hit record, so all that talking at the screen was literally pointless. So anyway, attempt number 2 at this video, which is just to highlight some of the attacks I've been doing. I haven't been able to do the live videos that I normally do, the live war attacks, just because of timing of Christmas, Boxing Day, and preparing to come away as well. It's just, time hasn't been my friend lately, but here it is. 5 3-stars I can show you in the last 2 wars from myself. The 6th attack, because I've 5 out of 6 of my last attacks were 3. The last one I did was it was just rushed, so it didn't pan out too well. But yeah, let's start with the previous war, which is the one versus Vox Antica, and I got 4 attacks in on this because 2 of my accounts, one is currently upgrading to Channel 10, and the other is an 8.5 that's I'm starting to get ready to turn into a fully blown Channel 9. And it is the bottom attack I did. So out of these 4 attacks in this war, 3 of them were fresh hits, and 1 of them was a cleanup. And the cleanup attack was this one, which we're about to show. Now, the only thing about this one is that it was originally attacked by air, so I didn't know all the giant bomb locations. Obviously, I knew what was in the CC, but I wasn't able to, I didn't have all the trap locations that would be helpful. So I knew that there was a giant bomb by the king, where he's currently stood, and I knew that there was a giant bomb by the sweeper, just over there. But whereas the other 2 were, I didn't know if they were doubles, if there was 1 set of double and 2 singles, 2 doubles. I just didn't know. So what I thought I would do is I started a queen walk, because there's a lot of external face defences, and if you particularly look between sort of 6 and 9 o'clock, there's just not many storages to distract my queen or to to take up too much time. So I thought a queen walk from sort of 6 to 9 would be ideal, and break her in at that point with a golem and the king, just to go and rush the enemy king. And I was hoping that the enemy queen would jump over into that compartment as well. We'll see in the video if she actually did that. And because I wasn't sure if there was a double, I just did a simple spray of hogs, like an Asian wall style, that all came in sort of from 12 o'clock. So if you imagine that the defences from 6 till 9 are gone, and the defences like the cannon and the wizard tower, they would sort of be killed by my kill squad. So if I sent all the hogs in via the mortar and the arch towers at 12, they would just circle around the base and finish the final defences. So that was my plan. Let's have a little look how it worked out. For funneling and to make sure my queen went the right way, I wanted to take down the arch tower, but I knew there were 2 Teslas there, because obviously the one thing you do find out even on an air attack is where the Teslas are. So a couple of goblins to alert the Teslas, and a couple of loons on each Tesla, giving me 4 loons. Then going forward, taking down the arch tower. So 3 defences with 4 loons down. I sent in an extra hog just to check I'd got the full CC, but then it engaged the queen immediately, and it's questionable whether I needed the rage spell now. I don't think I did. But I prefer to err on the side of caution and use it, because I'd planned that the queen might need a rage spell at some point, and I love the fact that my cleanup wizard then went in to take the mortar down as well. That was nice. So everything's going well so far. The CC taken care of. Obviously the queen is still there, so my kill squad's going to be to try and take her down and eliminate the giant bomb threats. So I was just waiting for the queen to get a little bit closer, and when she did, you can see a couple of wizards in to funnel along with my golem. Test wall breaker. Then I saw that there was no mini bomb there, so the rest of the wall breakers in, and as soon as the funnel sort of created, king down, he can go in as well. There's no CC to deal with, and for now it's just a jump spell straight in. I suppose actually I could have used a second jump spell, maybe over the clan castle, which might have got me deeper into the base, maybe through in a few Valkyries. That could have been a nice strategy as well for this, but you'll see here, look, 20 hogs or 17 hogs just straight in through the top, and watch what they do now. I know this queen hasn't engaged yet, so it's questionable whether they were slightly premature, but luckily the queen got sort of aggroed by the golem. The king then wanted to go and get her, I did drop a heel spell down for the hogs, and there was a double giant bomb there, which I wasn't 100% sure of, but because of the angle I threw them in, they single triggered it anyway, and single tripped the double giant bombs anyway, and then they carried on through the rest of the base. Another heel spell there just to make sure, but you can see I've got loads of cleanup, loads of hogs left, king and queen both on good health. So yeah, I was pretty good on that raid. It turned out to be quite a nice one, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, because I didn't need to do anything fancy on the hog deployment because I didn't think there was a double giant bomb. It's kind of risky, I suppose, but it's a calculated risk, should we say. Now, number 19, let's have a little look at this base and see how I did. Now, this one, because there were sort of 4 double giant bomb threats next to each other, or by, let's just say, no, 3 double giant bomb threats by each air defence, and the top left air defence where the queen is, there is potentially another single giant bomb there as well, along with a load of other potential single spots. So because it was a fresh hit, I decided to take another calculated risk and send my full kill. I've got 2 jumps, Valkyries, and Valkyries are great for tripping giant bombs, so are witches, but I prefer Valks, but you need to use the spells with the Valkyries, the heal and the heals, and sometimes rages to keep them alive and speed them up. But on this occasion, because I took 2 jumps, I didn't want to risk having nothing for my hogs, so I brought the 2 heal spells as well. And for this one, I thought straight through, power through sort of 6 o'clock. There's quite a few defences to tackle immediately, so you go heavy on the wizards. Hopefully the wizards will be able to take the defences down. Now this arch tower that was slightly further away, look, it meant my funneling was a little bit more difficult, and that annoyed me, so I decided to not deal with that and use a couple of hogs at the start of the raid, take the head of the arch tower down, and then my funneling job was a lot easier. So again, trade-off of 3 hogs there, took 1 defence down. It's not a great trade-off, but it meant that my funneling was easy, and I'd much prefer my kill squad to go straight in and have no worry about them going off course, than do a risk that my queen might start walking around the outside or something like that. So I'm going to hit play. It's a standard go for her attack. You'll see the hogs go straight in at the start, straight onto the arch tower. They take it down, which is all I needed to happen. I didn't need a CC pull or anything like that. And then next thing that needs to happen is the golems go down, both on sort of spots that cover the rest of the defences, and a nice wide spread on my wizards to create that funnel. At this point I can drop the queen down, I can drop the wall breakers down to make sure I can get in. The test wall breaker worked fine, so I sent in the rest. And now everything's starting to go together. And watch, the wizards are just going to go ham now. They take down all those defences there, so it stops hitting my golems. Things are going pretty well. So I dropped the jump spell down to break in. The Valks going in very soon. I should have dropped the Valks down a little bit sooner maybe, but I did engage the CC. Poison for the clan castle just to eliminate it, and then the queen's going in there to finish off the dragon. The Valks are in, the king's in. It's all going off now. Now the second jump spell, I wanted to sort of be relatively cautious where I put it, because I didn't know exactly which way the king and the Valkyries were going to go, so I sort of kept an open mind at this point. And then I decided to use my second heal spell for the Valkyries. Whether that was a good choice or not, I can't really decide. Maybe it would have been better to use the heal spell for my Hog Riders, particularly since there's quite a few Teslas over there. But hey ho, when it's a fresh hit and you don't know where Teslas are and you don't know where the traps are, you have to do an element of guesswork, and you can only plan so far. But unfortunately, the arch tower at about 1:30, 2 o'clock didn't go down, and that's gonna not bite me in a minute, but it makes it a little bit more challenging, because my king goes in and takes down the rest of the Teslas, takes down the Expo, but then it can't get through to get to the final arch tower. The arch tower takes him down, but then a clutch Valkyrie will come through eventually. She's breaking through down the bottom. She goes and finishes it off, and I got my queen and wizards to finish off the base as well. So yeah, it was not the smoothest of attacks, but for a fresh hit it doesn't matter. You know, if a 3-star base without a practice run, hey ho, that's going to only benefit. So number 9, let's have a look. That was the next one, I believe. So this one I decided a queen walk would be better, and what I actually wanted her to do was me to place the queen sort of by near the arch tower at the top, and I wanted her to go over the brow and walk down towards the right of the base, taking down the cannon, the wizard towers, and then use my golem to break in. So I was going to drop the golem probably by the dark barracks, drop wall breaker in over by the cannon, drop my Valkyries in, because if you look at the giant bomb threats, there's quite a few potential places it could be. Teslas as well, it could be anywhere really, but if my queen was going to be kind and take those defences down, and my kill squad go in that route, I'd have taken a lot of the base down. I had one jump spell, and that was essentially to jump sort of near the expo. So if you can see where the expo is, I can jump into quite a few compartments by a good spell placement there. So that was my route in and plan. The wall breakers, because I'd have taken down all the buildings in the very north compartment, the wall breakers would have targeted straight into that T-junction just by the gold storage, and then getting into that compartment opened me up to the rest of the base. So I was really happy with that and just hogging the rest. The problem was, and you'll see when I hit play now, that when I actually started the raid, I used my wizards to funnel, but the mortar that's on the outside pulled my queen, and you'll see the order she takes the buildings down. She just naturally started pulling herself the opposite route that I wanted. So that wasn't that was an immediate setback. So I had to think on the fly here, and there's the moment. Look where she went the wrong way. And at this point, I knew she was going the wrong way. So she was going to get that CC pull as well as she carried on moving inside. So I was just watching her for a little bit, thinking, oh damn, what am I going to do? Actually, no, look, there's a hole in the base. So I dropped a single goblin in the hole. There was a double giant bomb there. Managed to pull the hound out. I mean, that was just a gift more than anything. Got the hound out the CC, let the queen engage it, and then I was just looking, thinking, actually, I can carry on with my plan. The only thing I couldn't do is drop the golem in a better spot, because I couldn't drop it so that almost like all three cannons were distracted. And if the queen would have walked the other way, the one cannon would have been taken down anyway. So in fact, the golem did do that, which was kind of cool, because it meant I could break him in. But then as soon as I broke him in, he moved out of range. That was it. So I was thinking that cannon killed my wizards, and because I broke him into it, I should have used a wizard on the cannon to take it down. That was my original plan. Now the king and the Valks are going to stop going in, so that's working okay. The queen's breaking in as well, so she's just going absolutely haywire this raid, and you'll see. But the rest of the raid can sort of carry on as was. The Valks are going in, the king's going in. There's a heal spell there to keep them alive. There's going to be a jump spell very soon. There it is. To get them into the queen, I needed the queen to go down, and now I should start thinking about hogs, but I'm too sort of busy focusing on the queen. There you go, finally decided to start dropping the hogs. I should have dropped those down quite a bit sooner, while those defences were distracted and my kill squad had a bit more health, to try and keep them alive. I love the fact the queen went back and took down the cannon as well on the other side of the base, and this is where it's really paying off now. Look, I've got hogs going in. Now I was saving 4 hogs back, and in hindsight I think I could have held on to those 4 hogs, but when I saw that one go flying, the wizard tower took down another couple there, and there was the skellies taking down some hogs, I just almost dropped the rest down, but I didn't need to. You see how many hogs I had left there, and the arch had no health anyway, but got the 3 swag poison, swag heal spell. Yeah, for a raid that didn't go at all to plan, it was okay. So the final raid from this war was probably my best. So a little look, just trying to remember what I did. Again, 5 healer queen walk, that was it. Okay, so I started the walk down by 7:30, the arch tower, the cannon just down there, and I wanted her to move towards 12 o'clock basically, to take all the defences down en route, because if I can use it, place a jump spell on right by that cannon there, that's going to allow me into 1 double giant bomb threat, 2 second double giant bomb threat, the queen, a third double giant bomb set as well. So it was just a really obvious point to me to break in. And what I wanted to happen was the queen to walk and then join in the king and the Valkyries. They all, with a golem, they all go in, and then just hogs to as supporting troops. So relatively, you've seen in my videos, you know the sort of raids that Emphatic do. Valkyries can have huge value. AQ Walk Go Beho is our signature attack, and this is that essentially. So the queen started, queen walk, here she goes. A couple of wizards down just to make sure she goes the right way. I knew that the wizards, once they took down that gold mine, were not going to survive because of the cannon range, so that was expected. But they did take down that gold mine, which was kind of nice. But the queen's already set on her path now, and she's going to go. And what you do now is you've got to sort of wait. You're going to want to get the CC pull. You're going to want to kill that king as well. But you just got to bide your time and make sure that things happen in the right order. The queen is hitting the king look, and based on the damage she's receiving, all I did is drop a poison. I could have dropped the poison a bit earlier, but I just thought that was an on-the-fly sort of move. I didn't think I was going to do it, and then I just saw it happening. I thought, oh, quick poison, that'll be okay. But then the sweeper helped keep my healers alive, which is clutch. That's really cool when that happens. Just a slight error on base design there. Keep me using the sweeper to keep my healers nice and alive. Queen's going the right way, and it's getting to the point now where I'm almost going to be starting to think, should I start my golem drop and my Valkyries going in? But because Queen's swinging round now, and she's going to almost close to the entry point. So you can see I dropped the golem. A couple of wizards down to help funnel. There they go. The queen is still coming round. I'm going to break in. No, I'm not breaking in. I'm using jump spell. So in a moment, there's the jump look. Golem's redirecting. King's down. Valkyrie's down. I am going to be dealing with a CC. I could have pulled it earlier, I suppose, and not risked my Valkyrie health. But there's the poison. The queen's in a good position. Heal spells down as well. Valkyries are just being nice and fast. Rage spell to help them take down the enemy queen, because I didn't need to use my rage spell to take down the king. So helping the Valkyries there. And now king's moving in, golem's moving through, queen's moving through, and I'm just starting to throw in a few supporting hogs from different angles, you can see, because what they're going to do, and I'm going to drop a heal spell down the bottom side, because there's quite a few defences inclusive of an expo and a giant bomb potential spot. I just thought a perfect spot to heal. A lot of my hogs are going to sort of collect there anyway. I've got clean up wizards down as well, clean up goblins, and before you know it, all the defences are down. Just the air defence left, and I'm good. King's alive, queen's alive, cleanup's alive. It's worked. So yeah, probably my best of the raids. And the final raid I'm going to show you in this video is the War Just Gone, because that was a pretty good one as well. Let me have a look. It's actually the current war. And it was a fresh, there we go, on 14. This base, to me, when you see an open compartment like that, an open core, it's definitely a Valk one. I didn't want to waste troops with the Queen Walk. I wasn't going to get much value from it. However, and there was because there was out of all the, if you look at all the 4 compartments, there was one that had a potential double giant bomb spot through it, which was the double arch tower at 10 o'clock, and that was the obvious entry point for me. Going through that, get into the core, kill the queen, kill the CC, kill the... actually, I can pull the CC earlier because the cannon is in range, so I used a couple of hogs to pull the CC, kill it straight off. Whatever it was in there, whether it's a dragon and loons, whether it was anything, obviously a hound or a golem I can't kill, so if it was that I'd have had to just not use the poison and take it on the fly. Anything else can be dealt with by poison. But yeah, just getting Valkyries into that core and just hogging the rest of the base, it's pretty straightforward to me, so it made sense. So I thought it wasn't called, I just thought I'd just take it down. So you can see a couple of hogs into to get the CC pull. I wasn't sure I'd got it first full time, and because it was a weird CC split, I didn't want to waste any more hogs, and I have 2 poisons because obviously post update you can carry 2 dark spells as well as your standard Tunnel 9 4 spells. So I just placed the poison spells slightly offset, so I got all the troops. There was a sneaky little Valkyrie in there as well. Got her, and then it was straightforward. 2 golems down, which will be happening any moment now. Wizards down first, you can see, because they were out of range. Golems down. The rest of the wizards, then the wall breakers are going to happen next. Now the weird thing was my wall breakers kind of like changed direction. I think it's because I dropped them a slight tile differently, but you can see the test wall breaker went to a different spot, which is kind of risky. Didn't expect that to happen. Then I sent my Valks and my King in. I'd already dealt with the CC, so I didn't need to worry about that. I wasn't too worried about anything deviating. And you can see that they all started to go in towards the arch towers, and as soon as that was there, got the jump spell down so they could all start heading inwards. And now it's going to be time for rage and heal spell just to keep them alive. I want that core going down nice and quickly, deal with all the Teslas, the CC, the giant bomb, sorry not the CC, the giant bombs, the queen, skelly traps, and then while that's happening, sending a few hogs on the final defences. And because there was quite a few defences down there, I used the heal spell for that section down the bottom left, which just left the final section, which is the right. And as soon as the arch towers were distracted, I sent 2 hogs on each, and that was it. These sort of raids, you can just get a feeling for you. I didn't know which way my CC, my kill squad were going to move, and it just so happened that that's the way it panned out in that raid. So yeah, just once you've done them a few times, use the Go-Ho, and you just get a feel for when to drop hogs. I couldn't have told you that's how I was going to do it when I walked in. I did have an idea of where I was going to place that heal spell, but that was about it. How many hogs I was going to drop was just more of a feeling rather than a calculated amount. However, probably if you're new to the strategies, I'd try and work it out as to how many you want to drop on each, and to go a bit more granular than I do. I'm running fast out of battery, and that's going to call an end to this video anyway. So I hope you enjoyed a sort of a mini recap of my attacks. Quite self-centered, but I was quite proud of the fact of all those 3s, to be honest. So I wanted to showcase it in some way, and yeah, hope you enjoyed this video anyway. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Lots more content coming in 2016, as well as over the next few days if I can. Other than that, peace out.